Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. In this video, we're going to try a simple, intuitive abstract painting exercise that I like to think of as paint sketching. A lot of us think of sketching as something we typically do with a pencil, pen, or charcoal, but sometimes it's fun to flip that idea around and include paint as the sketching tool as well. Here I'm starting with black paint and a stick, followed by some rough lines with a fountain pen. The goal isn't to create a finished painting. The goal is to explore ideas and relationships and shapes and compositions without worrying too much about where they're going. I'll be doing 2 quick demos using the same prompt, and I'll be bouncing back and forth between them as they develop. And at the end, we'll take a look at what intuitively emerges from these warm-ups, along with some close-ups so you can see the rough, sketch-like, and intentionally imperfect quality these paint sketches took on. And before we get started, thank you to Arabella and an anonymous supporter for the super thanks and coffee support. I really appreciate it, and I'm so glad these videos are part of your creative journey. So here's the prompt I'm working with. The time limit is 20 minutes per piece, and the colors are artist choice. You need 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 yellow, plus you can use black and white. For these demos, I'm using Cobalt Blue, Naples Yellow, and Cadmium Red. The goal is to use paint as a sketching tool. We'll create loose abstract shapes and then build structure through lines, hatching, divisions, and repeated marks. Rather than trying to make a finished painting, we're focusing on exploration, connection, and discovery. What we're really paying attention to is how simple paint sketches can quickly develop rhythm and movement and structure without requiring a detailed plan. This is one of the reasons I enjoy creating warm-up exercises so much. They give us a chance to explore ideas without the expectation of creating a finished piece. That's really the idea behind my 50 abstract warm-up painting prompts download as well. Simple exercises designed to get us painting and experimenting and discovering new possibilities. I'll leave a link to that in the description below if you're interested in checking that out. This exercise gives us permission to start before we know exactly what we're doing, which is pretty much how I paint most of the time. A lot of artists feel like they need an idea before they begin, but sometimes the idea shows up because we begin. So instead of worrying about composition or subject matter, I'm just putting down shapes and color and creating something to react to. At this stage, I don't really care if the shapes are good. I just want enough information on the surface that I can start having a conversation with a painting. You can see that I've gone through after I put the initial black lines down and started carving out some shapes, both with paint and a stick and a fountain pen. And that freedom is one of the reasons I enjoy exercises like this. We aren't trying to solve everything at once. We're simply creating a starting point and allowing the painting to develop from there. What makes this exercise a little different is that we're using paint the way we might use a pencil when sketching. We're working quickly and exploring ideas and testing those relationships and seeing where things lead rather than trying to create a finished painting right away. For me, a paint sketch sits somewhere between a sketch and a painting. It's rough and exploratory and intentionally imperfect. The goal isn't to polish every shape or resolve every area. It's to discover ideas and compositions and connections through the process. And I think that's why these often end up looking a little sketch-like. The marks are loose and the decisions are happening in real time and there's still room for the painting to evolve. So you can see that I'm using another ink pen with just a nib. I'm dipping that into an inkwell and just doing some more work with shapes and outlines. And then really doing rough mixes of those 3 colors plus black and white and getting that on the page to help kind of solidify those shapes a little bit more. I'm not worried about going back and having really clean and smooth colors in there. I don't mind if they're really rough and barely blended. That's fine. I'm just trying to get some colors in to start separating those shapes a little bit, and then again working more with this pen to develop some more kind of rough outlines. And then you saw there that I brought in a Artex acrylic marker, and I'm just using a color that's a little deeper than the kind of blue-gray that I've put down in those kind of striped areas there, and just playing with that just a little bit. And once the larger shapes are in place, you know, I'm starting to look for opportunities to create structure, and structure doesn't have to mean rigid or carefully planned. Sometimes it's just, you know, a repeated mark or a dividing line, a bit of hatching, or, you know, a shape that echoes another shape somewhere else in the painting. And those small decisions start creating relationships. The eye begins connecting things together, and suddenly the painting starts feeling a little more organized without us having consciously designed it. I think that's one of the things that surprises people about abstract painting. A composition can start feeling cohesive through a series of small responses rather than a carefully mapped out plan. I think one of the most valuable things about exercises like this is that they shift our focus away from execution. We're not trying to perfectly carry out an idea. We're exploring possibilities. That may sound like, you know, a small difference, but I think it's huge. When we're exploring, you know, we're much more willing to take risks. We're more willing to try something unexpected. And we're usually more open to discovering things we couldn't have planned. Sometimes the most interesting part of a painting isn't the original idea. It's the thing that shows up along the way when we allow ourselves room to experiment. What's interesting is that these paintings start developing a sense of structure, even though there wasn't much planning involved. And I think that's because structure often comes from relationships rather than design. Repeating marks and repeating a color, or dividing a shape, or creating contrast, those things start working together naturally. Instead of designing structure, we're finding it. And I think that's one of the reasons exercises like this can be so useful for abstract painters. It helps us become more comfortable responding to what's happening in the painting instead of feeling like we need to control every part of it. So you can see on here I'm starting to use a Sharpie gel pen, and I'm coming back in and putting some more stripes and hash marks. I'm creating more outlines and some more shapes, and just honestly just having fun. You kind of lose yourself when you start creating like this. I've got a lot of the paint down already, so what's there I'm not really going to change too much. Now I'm just coming back in and seeing what else I can discover by solidifying some shapes, adding some new shapes, playing with some repeating textures and lines, and again, just having fun. Another benefit is that paint sketching gives us a chance to see what we're naturally drawn to, the marks we repeat, the shapes we like, the colors we choose, and the way we organize space tend to show up again and again. If you've watched my videos before, you'll notice I love shapes. I love rock-like shapes. And, you know, you can see that in this quick exercise. I'm kind of falling back into those areas of things that I like. I like to create these shapes. And I wasn't thinking about it at the time. I just naturally started doing that. So it shows me, you know, a little bit more about my own style based on the fact that, you know, here I am making these rock-like shapes again. And I think that will happen for you as well when you're exploring this type of exercise and just getting out of your head a little bit, you know, and just playing. So here in a minute, we'll take a look at the finished paint sketches. Neither of these was intended to be a finished painting. Although one of them I did prep and mount. I really liked it. And I might do the same with the other one. They're really just explorations, but even in a short amount of time, they developed rhythm and movement and structure. And I think that's the big takeaway from this exercise. We don't always need a detailed plan before we start. Sometimes a few shapes, a few colors, and a willingness to explore are enough. So here's some close-ups, and I'll show you the final pieces as well. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more abstract painting technique demos like this, feel free to subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions or thoughts, I'd love for you to leave me a comment. So this one was my favorite of the two, and then I'll show you here the close-ups of the second one. And this is one I might come back and play with a little bit more, add a little bit more color, and just explore and see where this goes. So thank you so much for watching, and keep on painting.